Hello everybody and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day as a Fat Person reaction video. Please put in the comments some kind of ideas of some new things that I can watch because I am pretty bored and currently I'm just watching police body cams from American police officers and it is so fascinating. You guys bring a different vibe than English police. It's completely different and it is so interesting. But anyway, with that, let's get into this video.
Everything I eat in a day as a fat girl trying to be in a calorie deficit.
What is the betting that she's going to have a sweet treat or go out for a meal in a restaurant? I reckon the sweet treat is going to be on this list because it always is, and it actually looks like she's got takeout in her hand right now. So let's see.
Powerball from Cafe Zupas.
We're already starting off badly. So she wants to be in a calorie deficit, so she's buying food that she can't track. Starting off strong.
There's chicken and cauliflower, edamame, pumpkin seeds, there's peppers, egg, and it even comes with a dressing. It's like 570 calories, and I got extra chicken for a little more protein.
So how do you know how many calories it was then, hun? How many seeds did you have? How much chicken is this? What is this on the chicken? Is it breaded chicken? Is it just seasoned chicken? I can't even tell. How much of each thing was there? You don't know. What's in this dressing? You don't know that either. So she probably is roughly around 570 calories or whatever she said, but she doesn't know that. And if you want to be in a calorie deficit, the best way of doing that is cooking your food yourself. And there's nothing to say that if you're in a calorie deficit that you can't go out to eat. Of course you can. You can go to cafes, you can have nice food, you can have a cookie here and there. The problem with this particular woman is that she is addicted to sugar, from, in my opinion, that I've seen as a non-medical professional, and she is always going out to eat. So she's always buying takeout, whether it's from like a fast food chain or if it's from a cafe, and she's always having a sweet treat every single time. And I've seen multiple of her videos where she has specifically said, I'm not going to give up my sweet treats in one way or another. And it's like, well, don't give up your excess body fat either then. Like, you can't have it both ways. You have to give up some stuff. Can she still have sweet treats? Of course you can. But don't have them every day. You really don't need them every day.
It also comes with a piece of bread and then a chocolate covered strawberry. These are 45 calories.
Potentially, to be fair. But you don't know how much chocolate that is. I mean, we're being a bit nitpicky here. It's one chocolate covered strawberry. So is it going to be 200 calories? No. But also it is kind of desserty. And again, very, very nitpicky. It's a strawberry with a dip of chocolate on it. But still, the principle remains. She is just addicted to this sort of stuff. And was the bread calculated in the calories? Don't know.
Gotta give it a little shake. This looks so good.
This looks like you could make it at home.
The salad also comes with avocado. This is very good and I would get it again. I'm definitely gonna eat the bread.
Yeah, we knew that.
Charities and organizations and everything. He's younger, so he's not even 50 yet. So he's in.
Another thing with what they're doing with the filming themselves eating is surely they're not focusing on the food because they're too busy. She's looking at herself as she's doing this. She's not looking at us. She's looking at herself. Because she's watching herself eat this chocolate covered strawberry, and I wonder if she does she think she looks cute doing it, maybe? And I don't mean that as she's ugly or anything like that. I don't think that at all. I think she's a very pretty woman. But I do wonder if she kind of gets some satisfaction of watching herself eat this food in a really odd way. Because if you're filming yourself, you're focusing on what the filming is looking like. You're focusing on what your face is doing, you're focusing maybe on the background, you're looking at everything else and you're not concentrating on the actual meal. And I think that could be a problem for her as well, because if you're not focusing, you're not really paying attention to what you're actually consuming, so you're not going to be enjoying the food as it should be enjoyed, and you may eat more than you otherwise would, which is why watching films or watching Netflix or whatever whilst eating can make you eat more, because you're just not focusing on it and you tend to eat quicker as well.
Late 40s. He's been.
Since my lunch came with a chocolate covered strawberry, I'm not having a big sweet treat with my
Oh my gosh, why not just count the chocolate covered strawberry as a sweet treat? That is what I would count as a sweet treat, personally, because it's a strawberry which is sweet and it's the chocolate which is also sweet. Like, yeah, it's not a typical bar of chocolate or anything like that, but it is still sweet. It's sweet. It's fruit. That's the really good thing about fruit and berries is they taste sweet. Oh gosh. Here we go. Here's a sweet treat, and it's 1.5 bar. It's 1.5 squares of chocolate, so it's going to be 76 calories or something stupid like that.
Coffee, but I am having 2 pieces of dark chocolate and then of course my coffee with milk. I could honestly eat an entire Reese's right now, but that's not in the budget today.
Again, so she wants a Reese's chocolate bar or chocolate cup or whatever they are. So instead of having that, she's having this other piece of chocolate. If you know that you want chocolate but you can't have that, why not just bypass the sweet treat altogether? You've already had chocolate in this day, you don't need it twice. I just don't understand. This is why I think she is addicted to sugar and why I think she's addicted to fast food, because she just can't say no. And that baffles me. Just learn to say no. It's okay. You'll be fine.
It is 4:30. It is snack time, so I have a Baby Bell cheese and then my True Bar. This is the peanut butter and jelly flavor.
So that's the third sweet treat, because they are sweet treats. I know it says, oh, it's a protein bar. It's not. It's basically a flavoured chocolate bar. Let's be real and be sensible. So she's having the cheese, which is fine. It's cheese. And then, yeah, basically a chocolate bar.
It's 12 grams
bar
of fiber and protein.
Oh. Get your protein from real sources, get your fibre from real sources as well. Don't rely on these ultra-processed convenience foods. You don't need them. They're not going to be as good for you as real food. And they won't be satiating either. They might hit the spot because they're full of sugar and they're flavoured in such a way that it makes them hit the spot of your addiction, but they're not going to be as good for you as like a piece of fruit or some sourdough with some actual peanut butter and jam on it.
Dinner tonight is the lunch I had for yesterday, so it's basmati rice, some beef for picadilla meat, and then broccoli, and of course my Herdez guacamole salsa, and I do weigh out the full 2 tablespoons. It's delicious.
I'm glad that she weighs it out. It's the first time I've ever seen her weigh out anything, but she was looking at us as she weighed it out, so I do wonder if she'd weighed it out in the little pot and then just poured it on and put it on the scales just for like effect, because she wasn't looking at the scale, she was looking at us. But I'm going to take her word for it and say that she did weigh it out. But as I said, this is the first time I've ever seen her weigh anything, so I assume this was done for special effects.
For my sweet treat, I made a...
You had your sweet treat earlier. You don't need 2 sweet treats in a day. So she's had chocolate covered strawberry. She then had those 2 pieces of chocolate. Then she had the peanut butter and jam bar thing. And now she's having another sweet treat. Like, go get a grip.
Protein yogurt bowl. This has some cherry berries that are frozen. We have a little bit of cinnamon toast crunch, a little bit of Catalina crunch, some peanut butter, protein powder.
Get rid of the protein. Well, I suppose you can keep the protein powder, but get rid of the cereal on the top. Just have the yogurt and the fruit. You'll be better off for it. And if you want more protein, make real meals and have meat. Have chicken or pork or whatever it is that you like. But don't just rely on fortified proteins. There are things that are fortified that are good for you. Fortified bread, for example, that's got folate in it. That's pretty good for you. Some cereals are fortified with things like iron. That's fine. Protein is a little bit different. Body can't use it as well.
All the good things, and it looks delicious. Sorry for the delay, you guys. I didn't get a chance to film in the morning like I normally do. So yesterday I had 2,000 calories, 156 grams of carbs, 149 grams of protein, 94 grams of fat, and 31 grams of fiber. Definitely could have stayed under my calories if I didn't have my yogurt bowl, but my urge to binge last night was so real that the yogurt bowl actually satisfied my cravings, and I went to bed without overdoing it, without binging. So it is a win. Like,
I strongly suggest she sees a therapist, because she talks about this all the time, and she's like, well, I wanted to do this, so I had a different meal instead, and then I was somewhat controlled, so it's better than what it otherwise would be. And it's like, yeah, it is better than going crazy on a massive like box of brownies, for example, but it's still not good. You're still having these thoughts that are making you have 4 sweet treats in a day, and you don't need them. Seek out a therapist. And I don't mean this as a you need one kind of way, in like a nasty way. There's nothing wrong with getting therapy if you need it. Seek out a therapist that has a focus on eating concerns and work that out, because this way of dealing with it, i.e. just having lots of sugar throughout the day whenever you feel like it, and then telling yourself that you did a really good job because you didn't eat 15 cakes, is not going to be beneficial in the long run, because you're always going to be able to excuse away bad behaviour, which is exactly what she does. She always excuses away bad behaviour, which is why she won't progress as much as she wants. She could easily do very, very well. She just doesn't, because she refuses to acknowledge the actual concerns that she has. One of them being, in my opinion, an addiction to sugar. I think she should cut out sugar for a week. 1 week. The ultra refined sugars in, like, the sweet treats, and see what happens, just out of pure curiosity. I think she would realise that it's not just I'd like to have a brownie. Sometimes I would like to have a brownie. Sometimes I would like to have some vanilla ice cream. But if I don't have it, I don't feel the need to go out and get it. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not having it, you know? I think she would feel that she was missing out by not having a sweet treat every day.
I can stay at 2,000 calories and just feel good about my body, get some muscle, slim down a little bit. I'm okay.
There's nothing wrong with gaining muscle, but you won't be able to see any muscle growth on her for a very long time, because she does need to lose a lot of weight to see that definition. I used to have abs in, like, ab definition when I was at university, and I loved that look, but it was very difficult to maintain. But even when I was at a healthier point in my life, I was quite what we would call toned. So, you know, when you look at women, you have that kind of the ab lines on the side of your stomach. I can't think of what they're called, but you can just see that the woman is fit and healthy and toned. I used to look like that, and that was fairly not easy for me, but I naturally build muscle really easily, and I'm quite a naturally strong person. But even then, I was still quite low in body fat. So you can't see muscle when it's covered in fat, and she thinks slim down a little bit. You have to slim down a lot, hun. And I don't mean that in a really nasty way, but she is probably morbidly obese. Class 2 obese, probably. Or even 3. So this whole build a little bit of muscle and lose a little bit of weight, it's like, I think she doesn't see herself in reality, which I think also is where seeing a therapist would come in useful for her, because I think she lives in delusion.
Okay with that, so we're still trying. Don't give up. If you go over your calories, just try again the next day, because we will do this. One day it's all going to click, and we're baddies regardless, right?
If you have an addiction to food, fast food, sugar, whatever it is, it's not just one day going to click for you. That is not likely to happen without some kind of intervention from a professional. And yes, love yourself as you are, do the best for yourself. But if you're finding yourself that you fall off the wagon, then you get back on track, then you fall off the wagon, you get back on track, if you fall off the wagon, you get back on track. If that happens to you over and over again, and you're constantly in this cycle of doing well for a few days and falling off, and doing well for a few more days and falling off again, then I think you need to seek some professional help, because you clearly can't do it on your own. And that's no shade. No, there's no shame in asking for help. That's why we have professionals. It's why we have doctors. It's why we have therapists. It's why these people are available to help us. They're there. Use them. They provide a service. And if you need that service, by all means, go and get it. It's okay.
What a fat girl eats in a day. 2026 is the year of being healthy. However, I'm not...
Do you right, babe? Let's go. So that does look like a fire sandwich. I'm not going to lie. It does look nice. But if I was in a year for being healthy, I probably wouldn't start my day with it. But it does look good.
Not starting it until Monday. So just join me and indulge for a couple more days. You know what I mean? I've already lost 150 pounds, so I'm really focusing.
Damn. That's crazy. Well done to her. That's really good. Like, honestly, more power to her. That's really, really good. I'm really happy for her. That's great.
Now on how I'm feeling and changing the little things in my lifestyle. Had a New York style sandwich on focaccia bread today, so I'm not really starting that just yet. I've got cheese and onion baked crisps instead of...
Do you see what I mean? Why this is like the eating on the camera is a bit of a performance. She's clearly doing this as a performance, like the closed eyes, looking away, the kind of like glamour shot from like slightly above her head, and all this kind of stuff. And there's no harm in doing that. If you want to feel pretty when you're on camera, I mean, I think that's pretty natural. But it does kind of go to show that this food the eating of the food is a performance. So do bear that in mind as we watch these videos. But sandwich isn't horrendous, let's be real. It's not that bad. Baked crisps are better than normal ones. So again, it's a better choice than, like, as I said, regular crisps, so not too bad.
Normal crisps, so that's good. Look, better decision. Keep seeing this Korean fried chicken ready meal everywhere, and I really wanted to try it. I put it in the microwave, tastes like crap. Not in.
Ow. I'm not a big fan of ready meals, to be honest. I can't remember the last time I had one. I think I have one in the freezer, just for like emergencies, but it just lives in there, to be honest. It's not something that I go out of my way for, but if they are helpful for you, then by all means. They can be a really good tool, and you can get healthier versions, and that one did look like a healthier version or a healthier alternative to some general ready meals that you get. So unfortunately she didn't like it, mind. But yeah, not so bad at all. And then she's got this dairy milk pot. Is it yogurt? Oh, it's a dessert pot, and it is made to share, so let's see how much she has.
Into that, babes. Not into it at all. Something I am into though, these pots of joy. Oh my god, for sharing, absolutely not, darling. I ate the whole pot, and I have had the Karamak one before, and it is.
So it's unfortunate that she didn't share, but I imagine that happens a lot with these in these videos. They have sharing bags of crisps, for example, and just eat the whole bag themselves. And food has portion sizes on it for a reason. If it's a portion, make sure that you have a portion. Don't have too much, because you're going to go over your calories and it's not going to be beneficial to you. And this meal is a hefty meal. It's very stereotypical English. I've had meals like this in the past. Especially this is very reminiscent, like this kind of like potatoey, saucy stuff. I cannot for the life of me think of what it's called, but this is very reminiscent of an English dinner, and it is pretty big as well. But I don't know what to say. Not many veggies, could be improved, but yeah. She's not eaten very much today though.
So good, but I couldn't find it. Bangers and mash for dinner, and I don't know why I had dough for my potatoes as well. A little add-on there. That's all I ate today. For this video, follow along.
Shouldn't eat much, even though the meals weren't the best choices with the crisps and the sharing pot, and then the massive dinner weren't the greatest choices in the world, but it wasn't much food in the grand scheme of things, so I'm not surprised that she's lost weight if she is eating like that. It's good that she is making small changes to help her improve her life. And I do wish her the very best in her continued health journey, because small changes are the way forward, and the more small changes you make, the bigger reaction that you'll see from your body. And if you start small, you can build on it. Don't just go all in day one, because it probably won't go very well for you. Start small and build up.
Eat in a dais a fat girl. Turkey, sausage, avocado, and eggs.
Pretty good breakfast, to be fair. Yeah, can't really say anything about that. It's a pretty solid breakfast.
For lunch, we've got sushi.
Assorted sushi.
That's a lot of sushi. One pack would have been plenty. But sushi is not a bad food in general. Got carbs from the rice, got the protein from the meats, and then some of them have some veggies in there as well. So another pretty solid choice, to be honest. Just a lot of it. More of the performance.
My friend bought a bag of these, so I'm gonna try a couple of them. Banana.
One of each flavor of Pillar's gummies.
It's a banana inside.
That's a lot of sugar, and I could not do that. The sticky on my hands would make me die. I don't do sticky.
Mango.
Ooh.
Your orange booger.
You got the peach. That one didn't peel that bad either.
Nope.
Costco pizza slice.
The pizza is enormous.
Rotisserie chicken.
Straight out of the bag in the shop. It's definitely a choice. I personally wouldn't do that. I think it's rude. Especially to pick off with your hands in a shop. I mean, of course you can wash your hands in a store, but because you've just touched everything, you've touched like the trolley, you've touched products, and you don't know how many other people have touched those things, and then you're digging into food with your bare hands. And if you're washing your hands in the store, then that's great. By all means, wash your hands in the shop, but make sure that you don't touch anything between washing your hands and getting back to your food. And even the bag of the chicken is filthy. So I personally wouldn't do that.
Taco Bell chips and cheese.
Yeah, so we started off really strong and we went downhill really quickly, and that doesn't surprise me. It happens a lot when they have good intentions in the morning and then the cravings, I'll call them, hit. And then they're like, it's okay. I ate a really, really good breakfast, so I can have this pizza. And I had a really, really good breakfast, but I only had one pizza, so I can have these Taco Bell nachos. It'll be okay. So I think they talk themselves into it as well, which is unfortunate because it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. The good meal doesn't cancel out the bad meal. But, you know, is what it is.
One of each flavor off for D gummies.
More sugar. Why would you open all of these different bags as well? So you've got at least 2 different bags of gummy sweets. Why would you have the bags open? Because if the bags are open, you're more likely to just go and pick at them. Just open one bag at a time. You don't need all of them. Oh dear. Why would you need to buy all of them as well? I suppose if you're taste testing them, but still.
Pineapple burst.
Crazy. And that's just how she finishes the video, so yeah, that's nuts. They all started pretty well and then just went downhill, and it's quite sad really, but I think that's a very common theme that we see in these what I eat in a day is a fat person videos. It just seems to be a common behaviour, and I'm not surprised because I also used to do it in my obese days, but that was a lovely habit I broke. But yeah, that is all for today's video, so thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I truly do appreciate being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.